From the Athens Tech Studios, this is the Athens News Podcast. Local news you can use about Athens and Clark County, all in 7 minutes. And now, here are your top stories.
Hello and welcome to the Athens News Podcast. I'm Melissa Carter. A busy Athens intersection is the scene of a hit and run, sending a critically injured pedestrian to the hospital. Plus, the SEC football landscape will be changing next fall. We'll tell you how. But first, here are your top stories brought to you by Drake Realty. Governor Brian Kemp has proposed a $50 million investment to establish a standalone medical school at the University of Georgia. He made the announcement during his speech at the Georgia Chamber of Commerce at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta last week. Currently, UGA hosts a medical program in partnership with the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University. The proposed standalone medical school aims to enhance Georgia's capacity to produce healthcare professionals and meet the growing demand for medical education. Governor Kemp also unveiled plans for the creation of a public dental school at Georgia Southern University in Statesboro. This from the Athens Banner-Herald. Athens-Clarke County city planners unveiled ambitious plans for the future. Predictions suggest the city will welcome 30,000 new residents by 2045, transforming it into a mid-sized city. The 20-year plan focuses on responsible growth, emphasizing affordable housing, environmental care, and robust infrastructure. Over 2,000 public comments were considered to shape the future of Athens. This from the Athens Banner-Herald. Athens native and acclaimed filmmaker James Ponsalt is set to challenge the conventional perception of film noir with a curated movie series premiering at Cine today. Entitled Southern Noir, the 6-film program includes a mix of contemporary and classic pictures, diverging from the typical urban settings of noir narratives. The series kicks off with Deliverance from 1972, which was shot in Northeast Georgia, offering a fresh perspective on the controversial Burt Reynolds drama. The Southern Noir series will present double features with both matinee and evening showtimes during specific weekends through March. Cine is located at 234 West Hancock Avenue. This from the Athens Banner-Herald.
It pays to know your doctor. It pays to know your lawyer. And now more than ever, it pays to know your local real estate professional. Hi, I'm Jeffrey Drake with Drake Realty, and we have 7 offices in the metro Atlanta area, including 2 right here in Cobb County and 1 at Lake Oconee. I'm the proud leader of over 700 agents here in Georgia, and we pride ourselves in professional service, whether you are the buyer or the seller. Drake Realty makes the home buying process seamless from contract to close. Our agents are a little different. They're not pushing for the quick sale and close. They are pushing for the best price and terms for their client. In other words, Drake Realty fights for you. Now's the time to buy that dream home, vacation home, or new home your family deserves. A lot of real estate agents talk big. Let my team at Drake Realty prove they will fight for you. I'm Jeffrey Drake, and I'd be honored to have my team serve you. Visit us online at drakerealty.com. And remember, it's not how quick you sell or buy, it's what the deal provides for your future.
Achieve more with Athens Tech. At Athens Technical College, their programs can connect you with in-demand and high-paying careers.
I graduated from Athens Tech in May and started my job 2 weeks later. I had the job before I left, thanks to my professor, and just focusing on growing my career.
As far as Athens Tech, I think I've been a member of the advisory panel for 10 years now, and it's been an awesome experience.
I'm currently going to Athens Tech. I started out as an accounting major. I've finished all my accounting classes and then switched over to the culinary and baking program.
My name is Alex Lang. I'm an electromechanical engineering student. This is my 2nd year at Athens Tech, and I graduate in December. The long-term goal is to work for the railroad, whether that be Norfolk Southern or CSX.
Achieve more with Athens Tech. Find out more at athenstech.edu.
From the Athens-Clarke County News Facebook page, an Athens man has been arrested in connection with a hit-and-run incident last week. Dawson Wellborn faces charges that include felony leaving the scene of an accident with serious injury and driving on a suspended license. The collision occurred at the intersection of West Broad Street and Alps Road, leaving a pedestrian critically injured. His bail is set at $15,000, but a hold remains due to a felony probation violation from a previous conviction. Geronimo 509 said, "A shame the law doesn't allow for a minimum 20-year sentence for felony hit and run. Society would be safer if this dung pile were locked away." Annie Lib responded, "I guess I am paying for the medical care." And Jerus 148 offered, "There will be no prosecution. The DA has an entirely different concept of what law and order is supposed to be in our once great district." Attorneys representing a former UGA football recruiting analyst who was injured in a crash involving alcohol that killed 2 members of the program say coaches and staffers regularly drove UGA Athletic Association rental vehicles after drinking. Attorneys claim this may have violated NCAA rules. The amended complaint, filed in a lawsuit against UGA and others, also cites Victoria Tory Bowles' iPhone containing text revealing coaches spent cash during unofficial recruiting visits. Bowles seeks nearly $200,000 for medical bills and lost wages. The new claims shed light on UGA's football operations, implicating coaches' alcohol use and cash spending. UGA disputes the allegations, promising a vigorous defense. This from the AJC. From the Red and Black, the UGA women's basketball team lost to Alabama Thursday, 81-63. Georgia moves to 10-6 on the season and 1-2 in the SEC. They play Florida tomorrow. Tip-off is at 2 p.m. In men's basketball, on a 2-day spree full of NCAA basketball upsets last week, the AP poll number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 5 teams were all defeated by unranked teams for the first time in history. However, the Georgia Bulldogs refrained from an Arkansas upset. The Bulldogs defeated the Razorbacks to extend their win streak to 10. They play Tennessee today. Tip-off is at noon. In SEC football, the big news, coaching legend Nick Saban is hanging up his whistle. Saban recently led Alabama through a successful season, clinching the SEC championship, but falling short in the semifinals against the Michigan Wolverines, who, of course, eventually claimed the national title. Saban is often hailed as one of the greatest coaches in college football history. UGA head coach Kirby Smart, who defeated Saban in the 2021 national championship, is, of course, among his most successful protégés. The departure of Saban raises questions about Alabama's future, with potential player transfers and uncertainties around the 2024 signing class. But that's good for everybody else, right? Producer Orrin Wolf has announced the development of a stage musical adaptation of Purple Rain, the iconic 1984 film that catapulted Prince to stardom. Wolf, known for producing the Tony Award-winning The Band's Visit, has enlisted playwright Brandon Jacobs Jenkins to write the musical's book and director Liana Blaine Cruz to helm the production. Details about the musical's premiere date and venue are yet to be revealed. Prince's estate and music rights were only settled in 2022, 6 years after the artist's death. This from NPR.
Thanks for listening to the Athens News Podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. All rights reserved.
This podcast aggregates content from other sources for informational purposes and is in no way trying to infringe on the copyrights or businesses of any other entities. All content posted up on the site is used under the Fair Use Copyright Law 107. All audio, media, and articles are copyrighted to the original owners. All audio on this podcast are embedded from YouTube.com and are owned by their respective copyright owners. No audio information are copyrighted or stored on our servers. The court ruled that linking or embedding copyrighted videos is not copyright infringement, even if the source video was uploaded without permission. However, we will gladly remove any audio clip upon valid request from respective copyright owners. Any owners also have the option to disable embedding his YouTube videos on other websites. News and press articles are owned by the respective copyright owners. Where possible, the appropriate accreditation or source of the article is given on the same page. The audio-video files on the site are for listening purposes only. Downloading of these files to one's computer is strictly prohibited. They are owned by the respective copyright owners. If it is in the organization's belief that the usage or specific content used on our site containing copyrighted knowledge conflicts with authorized use and or does not comply with fair use as described in the context, contact us through our contact page and we will remove the offending content immediately. Thanks for listening to the Athens News Podcast.